Got a real quick tip for you here today. These fingerboard protectors are obviously pretty important for protecting your fingerboard. Sometimes though, I'm getting a little bit older and my hand from holding them down get a little bit sore when I'm doing multiple fret levels in one day. And so I wanted to come up with a way that I can hold this to my fretboard so it'll match the contour. And I think I came up with a way, so I'll show you that in a moment. So with these, you have to use your left hand to hold them down, which is fine for jobs like this, but some jobs require you having two hands, like if you're polishing with a Dremel or whatever. So for that, typically I'll just use my blue painter's tape, but this stuff is not getting any less expensive. So I'm going to try a couple different ways. So you can use blue painter's tape, and this works fine for something like polishing, but you know, when I'm crowning, I still have to hold my hands down on it. So what I want is something that's going to hold this to match the contour of the neck on the back. So if you try something like this, obviously that's not going to work because then this is going to be rolling around and interfering with your file. So here's my idea. So I always hang on to these old gift cards because they tend to come in handy with guitar repair for lots of different things. So I'm going to drill 2 holes in here. Obviously use a drill if it's easier. Sometimes I just grab what's right in front of me here. And then we're going to cut it into a little square. Then we're going to take an elastic, cut it, stick it through the holes, and I'm going to tie this end to here. So that was my idea, but obviously I wasn't thinking about the fact that it was going to pull this way, because I want to have lots of space here. Nope. I'm actually coming back to this about a week later after I got a little discouraged and ended up putting out a video last week that I called a tremolo bridge a hardtail because I was kind of brain dead, and people jumped on me like a pack of hyenas. So yeah, sometimes things just kind of pop on your head when you're sitting on them. So instead of coming up from underneath, I'm just going to go down from over top, and it works great. The other good thing about this is that it kind of holds the strings in a little bit, so it hugs that perfectly. Obviously the longer elastic is better, and then it's very easy to take on and off, so it's got a perfect contour there, which is what I wanted, and it's very easy to take on and off, but to move it up and down you can just kind of go like that. So this actually is a very simple thing to make, and it works great. I'll show you it in action here. So the great thing about this is I don't have to use my hands here. Sometimes if I'm doing a full fret level, my hands can get a little bit sore by the end of it, or if I have 2, then, you know, by the time my left hand really is the one that gets the most sore. So yeah, sometimes I have to put a finger on it still. Just kind of demonstrating here. This is a little tool that I made in another video, which I'll link to here, and I use that now in my workflow more, not as a 3-corner file, but just to clean up the marks from the 3-corner file. So that's actually just a prism with sandpaper attached to it. I'll link to that video here, and I can come in and get rid of any of those marks, and then with the 320 and the 400 side, I can get a good polish on the side of that fret, because yeah, when you really shine a light on it, sometimes you can see marks on there. So yeah, sometimes the simplest solution is the best one, and sometimes if you just sit on something, the idea can just come to you. So hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how it works out for you in the comments below, and if you want to get more into fretwork, then you can download my free course, Foolproof Fretwork, in the description below. Follow the link, put in your email, and I'll send you the link for that course. So that'll show you how to level, crown, and polish your frets in a method that I've created specifically for someone who has never done it before, and you know, they don't have a bunch of cheap guitars to work on that are more inconsequential. You want to work on your own guitar, so therefore you don't want to screw it up. So I specifically created it for that. And another thing that you might want to keep in mind if you're scrolling through YouTube is that you may be looking for an answer to a problem, but if you've misdiagnosed the problem, then you're going to be getting a bad answer, right? So I specifically created this course so that the first 3 steps are solely diagnostic. 3 out of 9 steps are diagnosing the issue. So unless you can properly diagnose the issue, then you're fixing a wrong problem and potentially damaging your instrument. So when you download that, make sure you go through the first 3 steps before going through the last 6. Okay, so yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week.